What's up, guys? Kevin Cage here with another XRP update. We're on the XRP Price Chart per CoinMarketCap's data. This website is charts.cointrader.pro. This is free to use if you want to check this out. Just looking at XRP's historical data on the weekly. As we can see, back in November 2013, XRP topped out about 6 cents and did in fact crash 95%. Years later, XRP then began to show signs of life and pumped over 7,000% in early 2017. Then it came back down yet again, a good 50%, and then shot towards the end of December 2017 from 20 cents all the way to $3.84 in a matter of just a few weeks. And what we should remember is this was before XRapid or today on-demand liquidity was even live. It was before it was listed on all the exchanges that we have today. It was before there were over 3 million wallets. Essentially, the barrier to entry was a lot harder. There was not anywhere or near anywhere the amount of volume that we have today. So if anything, there's a lot more eyes on XRP and the space today. And when things get moving, they can typically move pretty quickly. Today on the XRP price chart, from its all-time high of $3.84, we are still sitting about 82% down from its all-time high. So really just looking at this ascending channel, we are looking for signs of life in the altcoin market. And of course we want BTC to pump, but I'm actually looking at some other alts or even microcaps to see if we can get some indicators that they will start moving and maybe even lead before Bitcoin and XRP and other tier 1 tokens begin to push. QNT, to no surprise, is one of those assets that has been on a beautiful uptrend, as we can see right here. And this is Quant. For those of you that are not familiar, QNT did just get added to Coinbase Pro for trading. I know we've been talking about this guy since it was like $4 or $5 doing videos back in 2018. And as you can see, QNT has been holding very nicely and has been moving up. So this is what I want other alts to do, of course. And just looking at these candlesticks, it has some of the biggest wicks ever. And this is available on Bittrex, also available on Bitrue, and a variety of other exchanges. And quickly drawing a Fibonacci retracement from swing high on the candle bodies where they both closed, along with the swing low where both candle bodies closed. Let me adjust this just a bit. And as you can see, A, B, blasted through the 786, and actually it did come down and check, but notice it is residing right on the 1618, so absolutely beautiful there. And coming in the top right, just kind of seeing which assets, at least that I have on TradingView currently, are up nicely, we can see a variety of assets are getting a nice push. We can see that DAG Constellation's up about 20%, and even Akash is actually up 22%. So I'm going to be carefully monitoring how these assets are moving. And now back to the XRP price chart. This is just on Bitfinex. We have A, swing high, B, swing low, came up to the 786, 702, and then fell apart right to the negative 27 extension. And of course, we can see that this is in fact a key support level that does go back if you wanted to stretch this trend line out. And now back to drawing a typical Fibonacci retracement, swing high to the swing low, assuming that this is in fact the bottom of XRP for now. And keep in mind, per the Fibonacci retracement, besides the 236, the most common retracement levels to see are in fact the 382. What is that? $1.06. So I'll just be monitoring the RSI along with the stochastic RSI until then. And as we can see, XRP has recovered about 35% since its recent bottom per this wick. Next up, I wanted to highlight this shared by Matthew Liny on Business Wire, referencing SWIFT here. As we know, SWIFT does transfer over $5 trillion per day. The foreign exchange market also transfers over $5 trillion per day. We have IBO the Royal referencing this with SWIFT and this ISO, this rich data. And as we can see, the ISO 222 overview, this looks really familiar. Why? Well, notice this. Ripple joins the standards body. They're now part of the ISO 222 standards body, the first member focused on distributed ledger technology, working with SWIFT, of course. And as we can see, global banks preparing to leverage SWIFT's new platform for international payments. Some verbiage that's familiar to enable instant and frictionless end-to-end transaction management globally. This network connects more than 11,000 institutions and 4 billion accounts across 200 countries worldwide. Bank of China, Ripple has been meeting with the Central Bank of China since 2017, as we recall. We have Bank of New York Mellon, BNY. Remember, Tim Keeney, retired vice chairman of BNY, responsible for custodying 1/4 of global institutional assets, is on the board of PolySign alongside with David Schwartz and Arthur Brito, you know, the guys that created XRP. We have BNP Paribas, another bank out of France. We have Citi, and HSBC, and I'm blanking on the third one. How am I blanking on the third one? JP Morgan. Those three groups individually, they essentially oversee or monopolize, so to speak, 80% of all cross-border transfers. Deutsche Bank, of course, one of the banks that are too big to fail. Oh, and Standard Chartered. Now, I know they're working on a variety of other things in the digital asset space, also include in custody, but they are in fact an early Ripple investor. So just pointing that out. And remember, Swift GPI is nothing more than Xcurrent. Essentially, they stole Ripple and RippleNet's Xcurrent and are executing the same thing. And Swift GPI focuses on messaging. It does not replace XRP. XRP solves the settlement issue. And as we recall, Ripple joins the Nacha Alliance back in 2014. Founded in 1974, Nacha is one of the country's premier industry groups representing over 11,000 financial institutions in overseas, the ACH, and is the electronic network that's the backbone of the United States payments. Let's look at this little payment stack. Okay, so we have Bank of America, which is a RippleNet partner as well, talking about settlement standards, governance, messaging, network rules, message routing, okay, and settlements. This is the base layer, the foundation of the payment stack, where the XRP ledger resides in solving the issue. This is the invisible protocol, the invisible ledger, the invisible digital asset that solves the issue behind the scenes without people needing to know how in fact it works. Notice we have the Central Bank of France experimenting with central bank digital currencies, settle listed securities, and Bank of France, along with many other central banks, but specifically the Bank of France, has referenced, as I showed the other day, XRP and Ethereum shown, and actually discussing building central bank digital currencies on top of their networks, not just interoperating with it. So I found that to be pretty interesting. And so the Central Bank of France is continuing its work on the development of a European central bank digital currency. Now, who is at the heart of the Euro system? TAS Group. As you can find right here, TAS plus Ripple. And remember, yesterday I was sharing Temenos, the #1 world's largest banking software out there, and they already have 3,000 banks connected to them in the top 41 of 50 banks. Well, TAS Group sure is familiar, isn't it? Along with Ripple. So TAS Group is a network provider, and they're at the heart of the European Target 2, along with the Target 2 securities, real-time gross settlement systems from the very start. Now comparing a variety of payment systems today, or back in the day, this is a couple years ago by the way, but now talking about how Ripple addresses the wholesale costs. Wholesale. Remember, there's two types of central bank digital currencies, wholesale and retail. Retail is you and I, wholesale is the big money, institutions, central banks. Ripple, the open protocol for global interbank transactions back in 2015. And this one pager was actually made by taskgroup.eu. Hey, speaking of Citi, we already discussed Citi, JP Morgan, and HSBC. HSBC is also RippleNet. We can see Citi launches digital assets group within wealth management division, the latest mega bank to roll out crypto services to at least some of its customers. Interested in all aspects of the digital asset space, such as cryptocurrencies, non-fungible tokens, stablecoins, and central bank digital currencies. So these are some of the things that I focus on the digital asset space, while some are too afraid to sell and some are too afraid to buy. That wasn't the first market crash by any means, and it will not be the last. But guess what? The same thing goes for pumps. And I personally believe everybody that is going through hardship right now, I do believe this, and this is not financial advice, but I believe that someday you will look back and you're going to be happy that you never gave up. Maybe not even regarding crypto, but regarding something, whether that's your health, a relationship, you name it. So stay strong. As we're waiting for Flare Networks to go live, we have some other positive news shared by XRP Crypto Wolf. We have Lynx Global in FinFan, that's a fun thing to say, FinFan, launched new XRP-powered ODL corridors in Asia. They are growing. So we have Lynx Global created a remittance corridor. Remittance, again, is just family members kind of sending money home. A remittance corridor between Australia and Vietnam based on RippleNet. So cannot wait to see this ODL volume start pushing up once and for all. So we can see this Australian subsidiary of Lynx, Arcan Technologies, has been rebranded as DA5 Australia for marketing purposes and for the provision of operations in the country. And they team up with FinFan to set up a remittance corridor. And DA5, this subsidiary, will send cash to Vietnam via RippleNet. So now Lynx and its subsidiary will have full access to RippleNet. We can see the press release here on June 17th. Scroll down, you can see a variety of Ripple mentions. Scroll down, you can see a variety of Ripple mentions if you'd like to check this out for yourselves. And FinFan is considered to be one of the key players in this by being the first non-bank institution, which is huge, in Vietnam to use RippleNet, the network of Ripple clients. It redraws the financial boundaries by bringing a new level of efficiency and accessibility for cross-border transactions to and from the nation. To and from, meaning bi-directional. Very high benefits right there. And we'll finish up this video with these three geniuses. We have Santiago Velez, we have Wrath Economan, and XRP Darren just discussing this. So essentially right here, we have the BIS, the central bank of all central banks, discussing central bank digital currencies beyond borders. 2021 of June. This is a focus for the world's central banks. I'm not about to leave right when it gets interesting. And even Fame 21 more, Darren right here, the smaller nations are working on retail central bank digital currency projects, Cambodia, Bahamas, etc., while the large are working on wholesale. Canada, Singapore, a few other countries. And of course, this reminds me of many of the projects that we've seen, such as Project, Intanon, Lion Rock, Project Jasper, Project Lynx. Remember the Canadian project with high value payments. Not tiny money, guys, big money. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, subscribe. Ooh, DAG is moving up. Nice, almost 6.5 cents. Keep moving, man. Do not do that little pullback on me. I hope you guys enjoy this. And just a friendly reminder, you get what you focus on. Focus on what you want. I'll catch you in the next one.